All right, let's get straight into it. I'm a senior BTEC examiner, and I see a ton of scripts every single year. Today, we're going to break down one of the most important questions in your Unit 2 exam. And honestly, it's one of the questions that trips people up the most.
We are zeroing in on one specific question. Question 4, the one about proposing training methods. Now, why the laser focus? Simple. It's worth 8 marks. And in an exam, 8 marks is absolutely huge. It can literally be the difference between hitting a pass or grabbing that distinction.
So why do so many students stumble here? It's something I see all the time. Students walk out of that exam hall feeling great, thinking, yep, I smashed that question. They know their stuff, they've written a ton, but when the results come back, they're shocked to see they've left a whole load of marks on the table. And that's because they've walked right into what I call the 8-mark trap. But don't worry, today we're going to pull that trap apart, piece by piece, so you can see exactly how to avoid it and confidently walk away with those top band marks.
And here's the real secret, okay? The problem isn't your knowledge. I know you guys can list off training methods like it's nothing. The real issue, the reason those marks just disappear, is all about how you structure your answer and apply what you know.
So how do we fix it? Simple. I'm going to give you the exact framework that we, as examiners, are literally looking for on the page. It's a really simple 3-part key that will unlock every single one of those 8 marks. Let's get into it. Okay, this 3-step process is everything. Identify, describe, and justify. You have got to burn this into your brain. For every single training method you suggest in your answer, you have to hit all 3 of these points, no exceptions. All right, so let's see how this works for the first 2 marks. It's actually really straightforward. You get 1 mark just for identifying the method, writing down interval training. Boom, 1 mark. Then you get a 2nd mark for describing what it is, explaining that it's all about high-intensity work followed by rest. That's 2 easy marks right there, but you have to do both parts. Okay, now for step 3, justify. This right here is where the magic happens. This is what separates a pretty good answer from an outstanding distinction-level answer. Why? Because it's all about filtering everything you know through the client's specific scenario. See, every case study is going to give you little clues about the client. We call these barriers. Think of them as the real-world problems you cannot ignore. Is your client short on time? Do they have no gym membership? Are they super stressed out? These aren't just little details. They're the most important part of the entire question. Let's look at a super clear example of this. A pass-level answer might see a client who's stressed and has no time and suggest a 90-minute gym session. It just completely misses the point, right? It ignores the reality of the client's life. But the distinction-level answer? It suggests high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, because it's quick and can be done from home. It directly solves the client's problems. That is what we're looking for.
Right, so theory is one thing, but let's actually put this into practice. We're going to build the perfect answer right now from scratch using our 3-step formula and a made-up client.
Okay, here's our person. Their goal is pretty standard: improve cardiovascular health, lose a bit of weight. But look at the barriers. This is the important bit. No gym access, and they've only got 30-minute windows to exercise. These are our rules. So suggesting a long run or a big weight session at the gym, that's an instant fail for this client. So let's build the answer. Step 1, identify. We're going with body weight circuit training. Step 2, describe. We explain it, doing a series of exercises like squats and push-ups back to back with hardly any rest. And now the most important part, step 3, justify. Look how every single justification connects directly back to that client profile. It raises the heart rate and burns calories. Bam, that hits the goal. It needs no equipment, so that solves the no gym barrier. And it fits perfectly into a 30-minute schedule, solving the time barrier. That right there is a perfect top-band answer. Okay, last thing. To make sure you're ready for whatever the exam throws at you, let's build a little tactical toolkit of training methods you should have in your back pocket. You don't need to know dozens and dozens of weird and wonderful methods. Just have a solid set of options for each fitness component. For aerobic stuff, know the difference between continuous, Fartlek, and HIIT. Continuous is great for building a base, but what if your client gets bored? Suggest Fartlek. What if they have no time? That's HIIT's time to shine. For strength, be ready to talk about free weights if they have a gym, or bodyweight circuits if they don't. Having these options ready to go means you can adapt to any client, any situation.
So look, the big takeaway here is this. It doesn't really matter which method you pick from your toolkit as long as it's the right fit. What really matters is that you stick to that 3-part structure every single time. Identify it, describe it, and then justify why it is the absolute perfect choice for that specific person.
And I'll leave you with this. This phrase is pulled directly from the official mark scheme: specific relevance. That's the gold standard. We're not just checking if you know what Fartlek training is, we're testing if you can think like an actual personal trainer. Can you look at a person's life, understand their goals and their problems, and give them a smart, targeted solution that actually works for them? If you can master that, you will absolutely master this question.